What did you see from Drew today?
That's hard to answer in one, set of words, to be honest with you. Same thing you guys did without being sarcastic. Made it easy to be in our dugout. You felt calm, and then, halfway through you kind of felt like you were a fan, jumping on the bandwagon there. But the bottom line is he's a good athlete, competes, throws strikes, and kind of gives you that deal. I mean, everybody's got their own personality, but it kind of gives you that deal that Sean Hunley had last year, kind of a feel-good as a coach, where you know what you're going to get every time out, and maybe better one day like today, and last week wasn't exactly his best deal, but again, kind of gives you that feel-good.
Did you go out there with 2 outs maybe on purpose so he can get an ovation as he leaves, or what was the decision there to bring him out?
No, I like our fans, but not that much. We got to handle business, and any SEC hitter is a dangerous hitter, but kind of struggled with whether he was going to go back out or not. Evan Russell thinks he's real funny, which I guess is why he was talking to you guys for a while. He's teasing me about what are you going to do and how long is he going and all that prior to that inning starting. And we just decided to run him back out there, but not for too long. So just kind of went with a little gut feel to bring Mark in there. It was good to get Mark action because he had been down there all weekend, but we hadn't used him. So only one hitter, but it's better to see him than not see him.
How encouraging was it that your guys just came into SEC and kind of stayed exactly the way they've been throughout the rest of the season so far?
Yeah, it was encouraging. And, there's been some things that have surprised me with the group, either on the whole year or just every day. Maybe something pops up. But I think that was something that's not too big of a surprise because you look at guys like Luke, Redmond, Evan, those guys kind of know what it's all about. I mean, they should by now. But I think they also have a lot of influence on the guys just in a social setting, and they have the right frame of mind. So if the younger guys aren't quite sure what to do, then they follow the lead. But I also think some of these younger guys just have a knack for knowing what to do.
What do you mean to start SEC players? Pretty dominant
It's not a slam dunk contest, unfortunately. You don't get, a 49 or a 44. It's a win is a win and a loss is a loss. So in the big scheme of things, whether it's at home or on the road, you just want to scrap up as many wins as you can in the league. And you will take your losses, so you have to handle those the right way too. But, today fans can get excited about whatever it might be, but it's one game and an opportunity to win. And fortunately, our guys, seize that moment under a very beautiful sky here in Knoxville.
How important is it, though, to start SEC play 3-0 with you're going to Ole Miss and then Vanderbilt the next 2 weekends?
Yeah, you're looking at 2 road trips, and normally it kind of goes every other. But in this particular case, sometimes you draw 2 road trips in a row. That's fine. It'll be good to get these guys back, on the road and in a hotel and things like that. But for now, we've got Butler on Tuesday, so we need to kind of stay in the same mode we are now. But we'll worry about that tomorrow. The guys should enjoy themselves today and be kids. And I'll take another home series any day of the week. I don't know how that happens, but to play 5 years in a row on the road, like South Carolina had to do, this is not an easy place to play, just like it's not an easy place to play there. So I'm happy we finally got a home series here in the league.
Last year, you had a pretty solid freshman, Blade, on Sunday. Do you see any comparisons between Drew and Blade from last year?
Yeah, I think Chase Burns too, though. They have good stuff. You have to in order to kind of earn something like that. But Blade was very professional in how he would go about his routines. And a lot of kids, even though they may train with somebody back home or they come from a good high school or summer program, a lot of kids at that age just don't really realize how much time it takes and attention to detail. And Blade, as electric as his arm was, I think he was more impressive at how professional he was about his routines. And those 2 guys are very similar in that fashion.
You describe Burns as a guy who doesn't really act like a freshman. Would you say the same thing about Beam?
Yeah. Again, they have different personalities. Burns is very upset with his in-game interview he had to do today, which is probably, again, him just being a goofball. So when he doesn't have the ball in his hand, he's much younger than a freshman. He's fun to be around that way. And Drew is a guy that's probably a little bit more serious at times. But again, 2 totally different personalities. On game day, they like to compete. And they also, going back to my other question, comparing them to Blade, they want to be great. And every kid should want to be like that. But if you hang around practice here or at any other school, I don't care how good of a program it is, not every kid wants to be great and thinks they can be great. That's a valuable asset.
With Christian Moore, just what is he doing so well right now? And have you ever had a freshman that hit 7 home runs in 31, his first 31 at-bats?
No, probably not. But I mean, for him today in particular, he stayed to the ball so well, and he's so strong. He didn't even really get that thing very good, but he is so strong. So he's got a skill set. He's improved his skill set through hard work. And then, we keep talking about freshmen. The one thing you can get is a lot of fluctuation with a guy's mindset. And even with him, there's been fluctuation since August in his personality or his emotions, how he shows up to compete each day. But when he's in the batter's box and he's under control and he's very determined, it's fun to watch. I mean, you get a vibe. I'm pretty dang close to where the home plate area is, and you get a good vibe when he's in that mode.
Booker was one of your top bats off the bench last year. Kind of where is he at in the pecking order? Haven't seen him much this year.
So against Baylor, he came in and pinch hit in an important situation and took one off the thumb. So that thumb has been injured since, and he just now is kind of getting out there on defense and swinging, in a way where it doesn't bother that. But he hasn't even taken full BP, so he's got some steps along the way before he's active again. But there's, obviously we've had some success, but there's areas available. And one of them is a left-handed bat off the bench, or a kid who can just do a lot of different things for us without getting into Kyle too much. But when he's healthy, he'll be back with us.
Drew Gilbert coming up big on Friday and today. What did you see from Drew coming off his injury, and were you holding your breath when he drew on base and this weekend?
No, not really. I think I might have said it to someone yesterday. He was as patient as you can imagine Drew being patient. And sometimes you got to work smart, not just hard. And he worked hard but smart to make sure he was ready to go 100%. That two-step forward thing, one step backward doesn't work. So in the past, Crochet's an example. He was frustrated with me. Everyone was frustrated with me, and the staff, of course. But the group decision was, let's make sure he's ready to go. And when he was, he pitched, and then next thing you know, our season stopped. But similar deal here with Drew. Just want to make sure he's ready to go, and he is. And the kid is a winner. So some days he hits it far, some days he doesn't, but he's a winner.
Seth Stevenson came off the bench today and made an immediate impact on the bases and at the plate. Just having him come off the bench and possibly start, just what does he give this team?
Yeah, I mean, energy, attitude, humor. He's a great kid. I wanted to make an NIL joke there, but I don't think I'm allowed to. The bottom line is that was an entertaining rundown situation, and I wouldn't, there's about 2 or 3 guys in the league that pop into my mind. I used to play infield if the coach was being nice to me, but I wouldn't want to mess with him on the bases with his speed and his agility. And he kind of showed you, the kid's got a lot of heart. I mean, he shows it in some different ways. That's why I mentioned the humor thing. But he's got a lot of heart, and he's a tremendous asset.
Biggest takeaway from opening SEC play this weekend?
Again, it's great to play at home. I mean, this is a great place. I know yesterday was, upsetting for everybody standing here. I would probably say so. You'd like to see Rick's team go a little further, but it's a championship program, and they won a championship, this year. And so again, we like playing here. We like playing in front of our fans. The weather's always like this if you're a recruit listening, but more than anything, it's a great state, and this is a phenomenal college town, right in the middle of a great city. And Beth tried to throw out the first pitch yesterday. I mean, track and field did what they did. Softball's been great for so long. Women's basketball's winning and still alive. So, it's great to be in here in the middle of the university, smack in the middle, and trying to pull our weight is all we're trying to do.